Yeah, hold on one second.
I discovered I have a random Ubisoft game in my collection that I've never played before called Rayman.
Rayman's really good.
Yeah, it's kind of a goofy, cool platformer.
Yes. Rayman is, which one is it? Because the new one they just put out is very, very, very good.
It's the old one. I bought it like well over a year ago.
All right, now we're live. For some reason. Yeah, so to recap, Rayman is very good. And we are live. And 6 is almost 8.
Live that shit, tweet that shit.
I did. Just live tweeted. Okay, so we have the money. We have $2,423, but we also have 60, 200, about $250 processing in PayPal because there's like a 3-day delay. And we still have an outstanding invoice for another $150. So, yay!
Awesome. First off, do we want to discuss like why? I guess I haven't been really following the thread, but do we want to talk about why you want to pay the invoice off and all that shit?
I just want to get it out from over our heads. I don't like owing people money longer than we need to, and we're not holding on to all this cash for any really amazing reason.
Okay.
Right? So what do we think about, what do we think we're going to use the cash for?
Nothing, and we might have to pay taxes on it if we hold on to it. So let's pay it.
Well, I mean, next year we'd have to pay taxes if we held on to this now, but whatever. 6 of one half dozen of another. I would rather not have the expense, looming over our head.
Okay.
And I just don't like we're still going to have like $1,000 plus whatever we sell. Also, the story is probably going to go up on Boing Boing in about a week. That will probably goose some sales, maybe. So, there's a steady flow of cash in. We've got PortCon Maine next week, or 2 weeks from now. That we should do fine at. There is product at 2 different shows, I think, this week that I had sent out. So, that money's fine. That money's going to come in. And I think we'll be able to decide whether we're going to move forward on a second printing before Gen Con, which is good, which is kind of where we want to be. Mm-hmm. I'd like to be getting rid of the last of the first run at Gen Con. That would be really good. And, and then, we still have this idea of, doing the blanks pack, but maybe, if things go good, what we can do is that's something that we could announce at Gen Con. I think that would be really neat. Other Slash stuff, July, the last weekend of July, no, yes? I think so. Let me check my, sorry. When did they schedule this? No. January, March, April, May, June, July. Yes, the last weekend of July, I'm headed down to New York City for Saturday and Sunday demos of Slash at 2 bookstore locations of one store that is stocking our game, which is great. They're cool people. And guesting with me will be Dave Ewalt from Forbes, writer of Dice and Men, and Liz Gorinsky, who is a totally awesome editor for Tor Books. And we are trying to get some other guests to go. We have some names we've been tossing around that I'm not super at liberty to discuss on air, but some of them are very cool. And hopefully we could make something like that happen.
Cool.
Yeah. Also, there was recently communication from Lee Alexander, the writer, also friend of the Shut Up and Sit Down boys, where not only had they played the game a few weeks ago, but they are still playing it, which is a really great sign. In fact, she had come up with a 2-player variant that they were going to send me the details on. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to do the first kind of newsletter for Slash to coincide with launching Pack to Pack. I think that stuff, it's related business. And hopefully I can put that kind of stuff in there. So maybe in 2 weeks it'll be kind of like the perfect storm of stuff for Slash, and we'll be rolling really strong on Pack to Pack. But yeah, so that's Slash in a nutshell. Pack to Pack has seen traffic increase. That generally the past few days have been good. The Kickstarter video got a good chunk of views, and the interview with David did really well for us. Also, when we put up all those photos, just a really solid 2 days. So putting up content about what we're doing, people like seeing it, and also it was pretty fucking entertaining.
Thank you.
But we do need to go over a couple things with Pack to Pack. So do you want to just move into talking about that?
Guns up.
Okay, cool. I received the acrylic tiles from Panda, and they are printed fully to the edge. And the quote information is all in that spreadsheet. They're kind of who we thought about going with if we hit that 65. So there's they're squared off, they're not rounded corners, they print all the way to the edge. There is some bleed onto the side of the domino from the heat transfer, I guess, of the ink, but it's nothing, atrocious. So
how does it feel?
They feel fine. They feel good. I'll bring them over. I'll bring some over out to Netrunner tomorrow, so you can
okay.
Look at them. So they feel good. They have a good weight to them. They're not too light, but they don't feel like really dense, but they also don't feel flimsy. So, I think that's a happy medium. What was the other thing? Hold on, my internet's just screaming at me, and my dog is trying to attack me.
My internet sucks. So, did you just say that the acrylic samples from Panda print to the edge? Is that what you said?
Yes, they do, and they're squared off. They're not rounded corners. The printing is not as good. Like the resolution is not as good as what we saw on the acrylics from Ad Magic, but it is all the way to the edge. Both the materials were fine. The acrylics from Ad Magic actually feel better because they feel more hefty, but the acrylics from Panda are perfectly fine. They're not, I wouldn't kick them out of bed. Like I said, there's some bleed onto the side of the domino, which is a little bit annoying, but it's so you can't tell what it is, so it's not really the kind of thing where you would be like, oh, I know what domino that is. Anyway. And yeah, so there's that. So those are good. I like those. I sent you guys the rule book yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Did you both get a chance to look at it?
I have several sticky notes. I just got to go through the last page of it.
Okay.
And sticky note the shit out of that.
Meg, did you get it?
It's just minor nomenclature, not nomenclature changes, just grammatical errors and stuff like that.
Fuck your grammar. Meg, did you get a chance to look at it? I'm assuming Meg's internet has exploded.
Yeah. I thought the layout, I think, is more. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
I think I'm just lagging.
yeah, a little bit. So the layout looks good. Excellent.
Okay. The layout's gorgeous. There are the things I saw were just some content things.
Okay.
But I mean, 90% spot on. But then, like, the one thing that this is going to be a puzzle for you, and I don't know how to solve it, but for the advanced side, the bonuses for going back to town are halved. And like the chart you made is so elegant, I don't know how to like make that easy.
We could just change the. I could just redo the chart with different values, or
Okay, so like, but there's just a couple little things like that. I'm still not sold on the grognard. I think it's just a little too insulting.
We could call it something else. Grognard's not an insulting term, but I hear you.
Yeah, it is. I think it's funny, but it's a little insulting.
Nah. So did you see how in that scoring I included the if you put useless tiles in your pack, they don't count?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So they count as negatives, like you had.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah. So like if you have a tile in your pack that is not used to complete a gem, this is in the advanced one, that is not used to complete a gem or used as part of a scored group.
Right. Oh, right.
And it counts. You lose a point for it.
The other thing, I think I didn't notice that because I was so stuck on the fact that you put in a drafting.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I'm not completely opposed to it. I mean, it was one of my original ideas. It definitely, doesn't stick with the elevator pitch of the game of a fast-paced tile laying game, but it was one of the original ideas of the game, so I'm not completely against it. I, want to try it out a little bit, but I mean, it could definitely work. It was one of the original ideas.
Well, the thing with the drafting and all those rules in the back, I kind of put them in there going, people will be able to mix and match them to use some of the rules they want.
Yeah.
To create
I already think it needs, like, on the website, like, alternate rules, like on a website thing, but.
Yeah, exactly. So they're all like you could do poker style scoring, or you could do whatever, and just kind of let people.
The other thing that just in terms of that it has to have in there are if you're playing with three players, here are characters you might want to play with. If you're playing with four, for that balance. So just save a little space for that.
Well, that kind of balance only matters in the advanced scoring. So we could,
exactly. It does only matter in the advanced.
And did you get my did you get my chart, kind of showing why you need the 10 instead of the 8?
I did, but that's not how sets and matrices work. So that doesn't really matter because it's each character has 2 items.
Yes.
So, like, I've already done out all the math, but it's actually like you have to do a set math, not a 1-by-1 math. It's not algebra, it's matrices. So it's actually much more complicated than that.
But there's only 10 possible pairings, right?
No. Oh my God, no. No, you're doing exponential multiplication. You're not doing regular multiplication. Because each character has 2 things. So, like, I did it all, like, okay, so character 1 has A and B, character 2 has A and C, character 3 has A and E. And, okay, so you can have 2 A's, but only 2 A's, and 2 B's, but only 2 B's, so therefore, how many? And that's why you needed 8 characters. If you have 6 players, you have to have at least 8 characters, so that there can be the choices, and you're only playing against other characters that have one thing that you're going for.
But if you have only 8, that means that 2 of the item types will be underrepresented.
But it doesn't matter because you're going for two different things. That's if you each only have one thing. Because every character has two things, you're thinking of it linearly. You're thinking of it by ones. Because each character has two things, you can't do it. You can't say 6 times 1. It's 6 times 2. They're each going for two different things.
No, I know. What I'm saying is that, like, if you have 8 characters, then you don't get, then, like, potions, for instance, only shows up on 3 of the characters instead of 4 of the characters. Whereas 4 people might want shields and 4 people might want swords, but then 3 want potions, 3 want wands in various combinations. Like when you look at all the different characters, there's no duplication of pairs, which is what you want. You want each pair to be unique, right?
Yeah. So each pair is unique.
Okay, and you want there to be an even number. You want there to be an equal number among the different item types represented in the total set, so that you have five of the possible characters want shields, 5 of them want swords. Maybe only one of them wants swords and shields. 5 of them want swords, 5 of them want shields, 5 of them want potions, and when you do that out, then you get 10 total combinations that are not duplicated. If you have 8, then it's not just that you are missing 2 of the combinations, it's that some of those items will be overrepresented by the 8 that you have. So you might have 5 people want shields, 5 people want swords, but only 4 people want potions and 4 people want wands, which means that it's more likely, if you are randomly drawing those characters, that there's a bias towards swords and shields, which is what you don't want. I have a puppy. Your argument is invalid.
When I send you if you're playing with 6 players, there's really only 1 or 2 choices of the characters you can play with.
Yeah, but if you have 10 characters, you can just draw randomly. You have an equal chance of it being.
No, you can't.
Why not?
No, it's not how it works. You can't do that. We proved that even with just the 4 that we printed. You can't do that.
Why not? If you draw them randomly, then it's fine.
If you're playing with 6 people, yeah. If you're playing with 6 people, you should play with these characters.
If you're playing with the advanced rules with 6 people.
If you're playing with advanced, if you're playing with basic, it doesn't matter. The characters are just.
So then, furthermore, I would argue that since only some people are going to be playing with the advanced rules, and we've already got the characters designed, and putting them in as a stretch.
Symmetry, goddammit.
Yeah. Anytime you want to chime in, Dan. I'm
back.
Yay, and with video. Yeah. Well, see, we've already made the number 9 and number 10 character.
Yeah.
Having 2 extra is not any significant amount more of an expense. So we've got them designed. They fit into the lineup of possible combinations, and they don't change what might be recommended character selections at all. So what's the problem with having 10?
No, having 10 is fine. Having 10 is absolutely fine. You only have to have 8, but 10 is great.
So, okay, whatever. So our disagreement is academic.
Yeah, but there still has to be just a little thing of if you're playing with 3, here recommended, here if you're playing with 4, here's recommended.
Or you could draw randomly. Just put the 2 things.
But you can't draw randomly because then you're going to end up with exactly what we have printed right now, where 3 characters are all going for swords.
Okay. You can't tell people how their not allowed to play with the game that they bought. So if they want to draw randomly, they can.
Said this. You said this. You came up behind me and said, you know what we should have done? We shouldn't have all printed the 3 characters that are all going with swords.
You're right, for the playtesting purposes. But if people want to choose character A because it's pretty, and another person wants to choose character B...
Recommended. That's why it's recommended.
Whatever. But you can't say that people
if they want to play balanced... No, they can't.
What?
If they want to play it balanced, then they want to do it, so they're always going up balanced. If they don't care about balance, then they can play however they want.
If 4 people are playing and they all take characters who want swords, that is also balanced.
That is balanced.
Or if there's 4 people playing and 2 of them take characters that want swords and 2 of them take characters that want shields, that's also balanced.
That is one of the options. If 3 characters take swords and 1 character has something that nobody else has, that's not balanced.
Okay.
I would argue that I don't think there's any way of getting around that.
There is. Oh my God, guys! I've done the math. There's a perfect way around it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, you did the math, but like
there's no problem here. There's no problem. You just play with specific characters.
Well, no, there is a problem, because if we were to do it with just 8, you would not have a reasonable expectation of balance through a random draw. Because you
aren't going to have you're not going to have that with 10 either.
Yeah, you will.
No, you will not. It's going to be the exact same thing.
No, because there's a 1 in 5 chance that you have a duplication. 1 duplication.
No, that's not the way that set math works. Because they have 2 items, that's not the way that works.
Okay, but you do recognize that if there are less characters, then you have a disproportionate number of certain items being desired, and that throws it off more for those specific items than if it's an equal amount of item desirings.
There are only 5 items total, and that they're being put pair combinations. So there are only 10 ways that can be done.
Mm-hmm.
So going from 8 to 10 isn't changing that math very much.
It's a 20% change in that math.
No, it's not, because they're pairs. It's not 20% when they're pairs. There's only 5 items. You can't.
10%.
It's not 8 to 10. There's only 5 items.
Okay.
There's no issue here. There's no problem.
No, there is.
There's a there's no problem. I don't understand why we're arguing. There's 10 characters. There's recommended characters you play with to keep the balance.
Whatever. As long as you're not telling people that they can't draw them randomly if they want to.
If they want to, that's fine.
Sure.
If they're going to realize pretty quickly that one guy in the playtest we have right now, that's the only person going for potions and wands, gets off pretty easy.
Sure. Okay. I super don't think anybody's gonna care.
I wish you would listen to the interview I did where the other person, I said, I don't know if it really matters, because my business partner said,
no, I did listen to that guy.
God, this thing's going to matter so much. People are going to be so annoyed.
He actually said it's going to matter to a very specific type of person who cares a lot about that. And
people who like games, and even people who don't realize that this matters, is going to matter a lot to them.
Yeah, the people who are going to crunch the math on it, yes, it will matter to them. Do I give a crap? Like, I don't think that they're going to represent. I don't think that they're going to represent I don't think that they're going to represent even a significant portion of the customer base for it. So
for this game, yes, they will.
This is like a tile matching kids game.
The kids game part of it is only the basic side.
Moving on. So the video is pretty close to done?
Yep.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is take out the stuff about the art stretch goals, as we discussed, I'm gonna put in all of the stuff that we discussed for the tiles and stuff. I want to put that in there because that's like really goddamn good, but like it might conflict with the materials that the game ends up coming out on.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a portion actually. I kind of actually wanted to pull it from the other video. Meg is talking about how the game has a very nice tactile feel, but I think she mentions that with the materials that the prototypes were made on, which might be kind of conflicting.
No, I think I might say like a click, but that's still gonna be on the wooden.
Yeah, and when we looked at the wooden ones, I think we were all in agreement that it has the same or similar.
Does, and that's one of the reasons why I showed you Quirkle afterwards, Dan, was because that's exactly the same material.
I'm not worried about that. It's what you said. It's the content that came out of your mouth that's the that I was concerned with. I will fit it into a video and put it all together to make sure that it all fits with the stretch goals that we have.
Okay.
That's all. And so, or that it doesn't conflict with any of the stretch goals that we have.
Well, speaking of stretch goal stuff, so we need to edit around the 8 comment in the interview.
Yeah, that whole thing should just be taken out.
No, I think that I like the way that stuff went.
Well, but it could just be, we had an artist that made characters. Just get rid of the number.
Do we have video of kids playing the game?
I have video now. I just have to figure out a way to upload it to Dan.
Okay, you can upload it to YouTube. With the games I've played, it kind of should be able to.
Do not do that. I do not want to put through a YouTube compression. Put it up. Let me. Is Mega Upload still not around, right?
You can Dropbox it.
Yeah, no, Dropbox it. How big is it?
That's what I have to figure out, and the issue is that my computer has absolutely no space on it, so that's why I have to figure out how I can do it.
Okay. I will either, if it can't fit in Dropbox, I will get you a list of options to get that to me.
Okay.
Cool. Because that definitely should be.
Yeah.
Do we want to record?
It's three little girls, and they freaking rocked it.
Do we? You didn't happen to ask them questions about the game, did you?
I didn't. Well, I mean, I got audio with it too, but like, even after I stopped playing, they're like, "Can we keep playing? We want to keep playing this. This is awesome."
That's exactly cool. The type of audio that would be good in the video. What we might want to do is script and re-record some voiceover if we end up cutting out the interview part or cutting it down. I just, I think that I got to watch the video again. I think it, needs to hit the bases that it needs to hit. I don't have a real pointed critique of it yet. Like, I was generally happy with it. There are obviously some points that need to be inserted into it, like that video. Yeah, let me take a look at it again.
I think it needs just some more. Dan, I think you're right on with keeping it short, but a little bit more gameplay and more points.
A variety of people playing the games is as important, if not more important, than the quantity.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It didn't show. It just showed the end, which was cute, but it didn't really show gameplay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yes and no.
It just showed the town, but it didn't actually show anything else.
Yeah, it showed. Well, it showed a little bit of it, but it was yeah, for the most part. The kind of the problem is that we only have one good-looking piece of footage. So,
with the video that Meg's got, then there should be some space in here to make it all work.
Yeah, I think so. So, are there any other if there are any other specific pieces of information that you guys think that we need to fit in there?
I don't remember if the video has it, but I think that we may want to record something about, it's a game for X number of players. It takes Y amount of time. It's suitable for, this range to this range. It's perfect for this. I feel like there was a general overview of the game, but there wasn't a packaged, delivery of exactly what the game is. You said, the box is heavy, which is good, actually. That's a really good intangible kind of selling point for it. Right. But when you're it's got 10 different characters that are 10 different dual-sided character mats, 88 different tiles. Yeah, boom, boom, all that kind of stuff, so people feel like, whoa, this is a thing. I'm getting a big fucking thing.
Yeah, and I can do any voiceover stuff and send that to you, Dan. Well, and that could be the stuff that you just put over the video of people playing.
Yeah, that's fine. We have stuff where you're talking about it's a family-friendly game, and I just
we have all that, but I didn't say the 88 tiles.
No, you didn't have any of that, and that can be easily done with gameplay footage, and I also have stills of the actual product or
and you can do a pan and scan over them.
Yeah.
Well, you should put on that prototype just so people aren't how come these are the ones were wood and the ones are this.
Right.
Also, I think that we should. I feel like it wrapped up really quick at the end in a way that was kind of weird, where it was we're going for Kickstarter to get the money to do the print run for this, which is 1,000, and then it kind of went right into thanks. I want there to be a little bit more of we've previously published games through Kickstarter. We didn't encounter any serious manufacturing issues. Give a little bit of a reassurance that hey, we did this before. It came out great. People have liked what we did. This isn't brand new to us, but we're still small. So we still need the help, but we're not amateurs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Something that can kind of communicate that a little bit. That this isn't our first trip around the block.
Right, and if we can't find a way to put that in video, we should absolutely put that in the text.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
also,
Meg, didn't you have text notes?
I do. I haven't. I've gotten through I sent you a long email that you haven't responded to yet. A really long one.
Which email did you send it to?
I thought I sent it to Games I Played 8.
Is this the one, the retailer package price? Oh shit! Huh. I was actually in the process of writing that. I can go through all these.
Yeah, it's a bunch of questions.
Okay. Explain the math on how you get to 120, because each of our monthly games is a $35 backer, right? So $35 times 3 is $115.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the game would be $150. So $120 is $30 off of that.
Okay.
So that's why that is. Although that probably should be spelled out specifically in that backing. Sorry, my dog's got a tick. Got to get rid of it. My dog done got a tick. Retailer package from, that's fine. Because we're still looking at $40 for our final product price.
That's what we have now, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, puppy. I know. I don't know if we need silly names for each tier. Maybe. Does it add or detract anything? It might make us look a little less professional, but we are already pretty professional, pretty unprofessional.
But I mean, again, going back to we've done it before. We did before.
That's true. Okay. I think what we should do is name them after classic D&D modules.
Nice.
Yeah.
So maybe we do it that way. Oh, puppy, I'm sorry. Sorry. Look how sad she is. She's so sad.
We can embed videos onto the Kickstarter page too, right? Besides the one at the top.
Yeah, because we need to put the Cards Against Humanity video there.
that in the making of video, because
Yeah.
I watched the making of video again today, and fuck that
Did you
that
get
video sells it really well.
Did you get my notes on that though? Speaking of notes, and nobody responded to.
Yeah, I did it. I will, if we're gonna put it on that page, I will edit those things. But like
Okay.
for that time, I was like, it was one and done. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, no, I
Yeah,
definitely
but I
think
don't
we
want to
should.
get in trouble. Like you took some footage of like other people's games.
Hey, they said they would help us market.
No, but it's of other people. That you didn't take footage of Cards Against Humanity. You took footage of other people's games.
You know what? When they submitted their approval to the video, people of Cards Against Humanity, they submitted their rights for their video footage to be used by Cards Against Humanity. So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I think it's fine to use.
I don't think it's a big deal.
It's not like we're saying anything about it. We're just kind of showing that they were involved in the process.
And on top of that, worst thing is Cards Against Humanity, or one of those people says, "Hey, take it off your fucking site," and I will re-edit it and put it back up. No big deal. It'll be like literally an hour-long process.
I think it helps create context for the game.
Yeah,
as it was presented.
I mean, it was my suggestion to put some of this stuff from Cards Against Humanity. It's the other games there that was the issue for me.
I'm not terribly worried about it. I'm really not. And if it becomes an issue, I will take responsibility for it and I will fix it, and we'll go from there.
My puppy is sad. Anyway, so at an artwork tier, do you want to do like prints or something? Is that what you're talking about?
I think I said what I meant there. I don't have the email, so.
Oh, and David is doing inking right now. And he was asking about motion graphics and stuff for the Kickstarter video, but I don't necessarily think we need that, do we?
He was talking about that to me. I told him that I would talk to you guys about it, but like after I got your guys' critique of the video and stuff. But I think it's fine the way it is. I don't think we'll need it.
I kind of think so also. So David, if you're watching, thank you, but I don't think that we're going to do much motion graphics and stuff in it. And if you're not watching, then I will type it right now. I don't that. Okay. Anyway, and did you guys see the kind of the second wave of character sketches that came over?
Yes.
Or the second wave?
Well, I know. I only saw the first sketch ones.
I have not seen them yet. I haven't jumped on there.
They're at the bottom of the interview that you did with David.
Oh, yes, I did see those.
So I was generally happy with most of them. I kicked back the Space Cat Princess and the priest, because the priest seemed a little bit... When I had been tossing ideas around with him about it, like we had talked about doing something kind of Woody, like make him look kind of Woody Allen-ish, but then that ended up looking really creepy. So it's like I was thinking maybe instead make him like kind of like Friar Tuck, but also Shaft. So we went with that, and so it kind of looks like Mr. T as a monk, which is actually pretty interesting. And that way, like all his bling includes like his treasures. And the Space Cat Princess, I was really keen on having it put more in like a battle armor to make it more like a Samus from Metroid, as opposed to like we originally thought like Barbarella, and then I didn't want to do like Space Cheeky, and plus having someone in like sci-fi battle armor super stands out from the rest of them.
Yeah, because it's GURPS, so it could be anything.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, this is a Rifts game.
Well, the Brute is supposed. Well, yeah, the Brute is more of the Rifts game, and the Space Cat Princess.
Oh, I misunderstood the Brute. I thought the Brute was like a Plains barbarian.
No, the Brute's more of the Rifts. The Brute's like the Reuter.
Okay, did you see the Brute that...
I did. I'm okay with it. I just want to make sure, like, the Brute, I think it should be more angry.
Okay. Brute, like I kind of thought the Brute was like going to be like kind of like a caveman barbarian type thing.
Well,
So.
I don't want it to. I really want it to stand out from the fighter, and the fighter already has a little bit of that going.
Okay. Well, that's why I think the Brute was like looks kind of like might be an orc also, with the underbite.
Yeah. Well, and the idea of the Brute is more of like it's the Rift's
Juicers.
Yeah.
Okay. Just roid rage. Yeah.
Yeah, roid rage is the entire point of like the Brute. But then the Space Cat Princess is total GURPS, which means it could be whatever we want.
So the Dragon Tamer one.
The only other thing that I want to make sure, and this goes back to your point too, is that there is racial diversity and not just like D&D racial diversity.
Yeah.
But that the big part. But that you can't just like recolor skin and say that it's racial.
Oh no, that's why I wanted to make the monk to be African American, and make it like he's a monk, but he's also like a blaxploitation like hero.
Yeah.
And then I think it's trickier with some other like races. I don't.
Yeah, because you know
like
what?
Ethnicities. I'm gonna be like, oh, this guy's Asian. You can tell because he has slanty eyes, and I'm a horrible person. But you know, that's the other thing is that why I wanted the Dragon Tamer to be like missing an arm and an eye, like just to show, you know.
Yeah.
The Dragon Tamer is like me and David have been going back and forth on him about like what that character really is, and so the way that as I was kind of coming up with these names for them, the way that I thought of the Dragon Tamer is that it's a dude who like super loves dragons, like way too much. Like to the point he's kind of an idiot and he gets hurt because he loves dragons like way too much. So like everything, like if he was wearing a suit, like the interior lining of the suit, fucking dragons.
Yeah.
Dragon rings. He's a dragon fascist.
All right, then he actually probably should be a ginger, and it could totally play on like the whole like Harry Potter thing, like with one of the Weasley brothers.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's, and he's already kind of there. He's kind of like half there right now. I think that could go in that direction. Yeah. I just wanted like dragon belt buckle. Dragon hat and stuff. Also, we swapped some of item pairings around. Like we made the Space Cat Princess wand and potions, and the cleric wand and helmet. I don't know. One of it's. I think switch the other way.
What's with the not the Space Cat Princess? What's with the Space Cat?
Oh, that was just Dave sent back a picture, and that's the alternate sexy pose.
I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I like that one too. Yeah, and so and there's all the names that I had ginned up. I don't know how you guys feel about them, but we still don't have a good name for the cleric. It's tentatively being called Bishop Priest, just because it's hella dumb. The Dragon Tamer is Skink Herptophile, which has a meaning. The Brute is TT Thudge. Both T's stand for Thudge, which is the sound that the club makes when it hits someone.
That's
so
funny.
It's Thudge, Thudge, Thudge. The Space Cat Princess is, David came up with this, Nefertiti Proxima Star Whiskers Duclaw, a.k.a. the Blood Murderer. And then Bishop. We're missing one more. There's one more.
Yeah, the NPC.
The NPC is Hump carries a lot.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one.
Yeah, so I think the names are pretty good. I don't like the skink one was a bit of a stretch, but it kind of fits with the character of a person who loves dragons too much. And we, like I said, we still don't have a good one for the cleric, but Bishop Priest is not bad. It does kind of sound like a blaxploitation guy. Also Bishop from the X-Men, who is black.
Yeah.
But I think Bishop would be a fine name for someone who, like, risks his neck for his brother man. And
Yeah, I like it.
And October for delivery, I think it's totally fine to kick that back a month. I'll check with Shari on like what her timeline looks like. But the last time we got an email from her, that's kind of when it would be showing up, and then I added like 3 weeks to put it in October. So kicking it back even further is fine. I'll just get another estimate of time. Oh no, you can't see my cute puppy! You can't see my cute puppy, he's so cute! Anyway, so now I guess the question is, when do we want to launch?
Good question.
I would not do it this week because we've already missed the best launch opportunities. We still have editing to do.
What are the best days of the week to launch?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay.
What's a Tuesday?
Next Tuesday?
So I would kind of also rather do Wednesday just because there's going to be fallout from Origins.
True.
So
explain.
Origins is this weekend. It's a big board gaming show, especially for announcements of new products. And also, I bet you a number of Kickstarters are going live at the end of this week that are related to the Tabletop Deathmatch. And so you just want to give them a little bit of space.
Okay.
Yeah, one's going up on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're talking about next Wednesday?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Which is okay. I'm not going to be near a computer for most of the day.
Where are you going to be?
Like all day, like during the day.
Oh, I would just launch it at like 11 in the morning or something. You can just trigger it to go from wherever.
As long as, yeah, I mean, I'm teaching, so I won't, like teaching in college, so I won't be sure.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, we'll have everything else we need beforehand, so yeah, that'll be fine. Meg, one thing I need from you is I need the rest of you, or I don't need it necessarily. The website needs it. The rest of your design diary.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, also, can somebody send me an email to cross-post the stuff we've done on Games by Playdate to Pack the Pack? And also, if you could put this in, is someone taking minutes?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cross-post the Games by Playdate blog post to Pack the Pack. I'll do that. Also, we're going to need a Kickstarter Live banner. Also, I'm going to put a Kickstarter Live Pack the Pack banner on /CG. And I am going to secure some more advertising for next week. I don't know where or when.
Oh, Glenn, weren't you supposed to send me advertising stuff?
For what?
You said that you had a list of people to contact.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not a long list, but yeah, I gotta dig it up.
Now's the time. And then I did finish the interview with, you set me up?
Oh,
Bree?
Brianna.
And she just said, just tell me when the Kickstarter is going up, because then she'll launch that around the same time.
Cool. Also, I'm going to set you up with an interview with Brenda, who's Dan and I's mutual friend. She's now covering games. So she's now covering games for a blog. So there's that.
The comics one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll try and think up some more. I'm working a new job, and I am
What are your hours?
dying. Not good. Like, I have to drive to Durham, which is basically Portsmouth.
Yeah.
From where I live, it's like an hour and a half there and back.
Yeesh.
But
like, how many? What's your schedule like?
It's like 9 to 5. It's brutal. It's so I am the temporary director of marketing and communications for the UNH Institute on Disability. So it's actually a really good and cool organization that does really cool shit. Like, they help create equal access and opportunity for people with disabilities, mental illness, and genetic disabilities. But it's 3 hours of commuting, and it's killing me. And it's like day 2.
Ugh.
So I don't know what's going to happen. But
podcast the fuck out of that commute.
I've burned through all of it. It's it's a temp gig. I'm there helping while someone's on maternity leave. Hopefully it'll turn into something else. But anyway, that's me. And the BFIG stuff. Oh my God. So Boston Festival of Indie Games tabletop submissions. Maybe the largest indie games showcase in America.
Wow.
It depends on how many. It depends on how many we end up accepting, and if that number tops proto-spiels. So, I'm not aiming to top it, but it would be cool if we did. And we're all Pack the Pack is in, Slash is in, and Bad Habits in. For Meg,
curation.
me, and Dan, respectively. Yeah. Oh, also, not this week, but next week is PortCon Maine. What nights did we have the room for?
I have to look that back up. I think I don't remember. I have to look that back up.
And
I will find that out.
What days do you have off for it? Just Friday or Thursday and Friday?
Friday off.
Okay. I
Hold
may.
on. I think I have it. Wait. I booked it for just one night.
Which night?
The 21st. So that's Saturday night? I think that's Saturday night.
Yikesy.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'll see what I can do about that. Glenn, you're not going to be there?
No, I'm going to be. I'm not going to work on Friday. I'm coming up Friday morning. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday con. We're already not going to be there on Thursday. So we should try and get a room for Friday night.
Yeah, here. I'll forward the reservation to you.
Okay.
Dan, can you handle that because I'm falling?
This will have all of the phone numbers and everything.
I will see what I can do about it.
Thank you, Dan. I don't know, but I'm thinking about. Oh, also, I had agreed to be on the PortCon Maine to run the PortCon Maine Kickstarter panel because the guy who was going to do it backed out.
Well,
so,
that's also because you could be saying, hey, we have a Kickstarter up live right now.
I know. I'm always thinking. See? Wheels within wheels. Schemes within schemes. So, yeah. So, and I'm thinking about, I got to talk with them tomorrow, but I'm thinking about bringing our intern up to the show. But I don't know. So, that's that. So maybe we'll all carpool up on Friday. Meg, where are you going to be?
New Jersey.
Yay.
Yep.
Have you considered...
Not going to New Jersey?
Yeah, I was going to say dying.
I'll be in Pennsylvania for part of it, too.
Oh, that's nice. Pennsylvania's great.
I was born in
You like
Pennsylvania.
roadkill, with all those weird roadkill laws.
I'll be in southern New Jersey, not, like, gross parts of New Jersey.
That's true.
Oh, look, Erica Moen retweeted me. That's cool.
Look at that puppy.
Popster.
Look at that puppy.
God.
See? She's just... Alright. This has been swell, but I've got video games to play, actually, and by that I mean I gotta go to sleep so I can get up and go back to work.
Yeah, you do.
This is lame.
Welcome to adulthood.